In my yard, there's an elderberry tree. Well, there's actually a few, but most of them didn't grow berries, or if they did, their berries wilted. So there's one elderberry tree that had some berries, so I picked a few. My mom told me that you can freeze elderberries. Once they're frozen, they just come off really easily off the stems. Oh, I kind of got too many leaves in this one. And then you can make some elderberry syrup later in the winter when you need it. Elderberries are really good for your immune system. My immune system has really been struggling ever since I've had a baby. I swear I get sick like once or twice a month. Before I had her, I hardly would ever get sick. So I'm just gonna throw them in the freezer, and hopefully that's plenty for the winter. I'm so excited to learn more about all the plants in my area that I can start foraging and then healing my body with. So far, it just seems like a lot of things to boost my immune system, which is exactly what I need. Ow! Me and Saru got covered in little stickers and they hurt. I'm trying to pick them out of her ears and they hurt. They keep poking my fingers. Oh, sorry. Oh, they're all over my skirt. It's the price we paid to get some elderberries, huh, Saru? It is Monday today. I'm just making some plans for the week, trying to get together a good routine and schedule. I kind of had a chaotic morning and I was feeling a little bit flustered, so I'm just taking a moment to kind of reset and leave it all behind me so I can move on with my week. Some lady drove into my driveway this morning and ran into my snowplow and dented it up, and then she just took off. So that was interesting. And then we broke a bowl on the porch. Nothing too crazy. It just, you know, it's just one of those mornings where you feel a little bit flustered. And I had woken up and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have such a good organized day. And then life happened and I just have to reset a little bit while my baby's taking a nap. I've also been going through a huge hormonal shift. We've been night weaning this past week. After 20 months of not sleeping in the night due to nursing a child all night, I just realized that I needed sleep, she needed sleep. It just felt like it was time to wean her at night, and it was really hard and really sad. I think she understands it now. The past couple nights she's been sleeping good through the night for the first time ever. It is so nice. She's been eating a lot better during the day. I think she was just loading up on milk at night and then had no appetite during the day. She just seems like she's happier getting more sleep too. And so am I, so is my partner. So it's a really good thing and it feels really good, but it is really hard. I didn't realize that I would experience a hormonal shift just from night weaning, but I guess it's a thing. I have been feeling just a little more sad. I've just been reflecting a lot on my life since having her, since getting pregnant. I got pregnant right when I entered my Saturn return, and I feel like going through Saturn return and the transition of becoming a mother was pretty brutal, honestly. And I just left my Saturn return. I feel like all the pieces are coming back together finally, because I feel like my life was just so deeply uprooted. Going through Saturn return was just illuminating all these places that I wasn't in perfect alignment with my truth in the way that I wanted to be living. I think for us to make that transition closer into truth and closer into authenticity, we have to see where we are disconnected. And I felt like there was such a stark contrast in the way that I was living versus the way that I wanted to be living. There was a lot of deep unconditioning and unraveling and rewiring all these old patterns and old beliefs and old thoughts, and I think a lot of them are systemic, which they go back generations. They're cultural, societal things that don't necessarily ring true into my body, and I think it's so important to go through these things, especially for my daughter, so she doesn't have to go through them herself. Throughout this whole process, I've known that it's necessary and there's deep purpose to it. But I also have just been going through a lot of grief for my postpartum self. I feel like she was very sad and lonely and just needing this support that wasn't available for her. So this past week I've just been sitting a lot with that grief and just that transition that I've gone through. Yeah, I think sometimes when we spiral, we just have to kind of reground ourselves and come back to real life, like this life that we're living now. And I feel like today, since it's Monday, I just want to bring in a little bit more structure into this next week, because last week we kind of had to let go of all structure because we were just trying to night wean, and it was such a big transition. And now that we're getting the hang of it, it feels like a good time to bring in some structure and just kind of do things every day that kind of bring me a little bit more peace and groundedness when I am going through these transitions and these feelings of grief, and just giving myself space to feel it without spiraling, but also not burying it beneath for it to come up later, you know. It's crazy because my life is feeling so good and I feel so happy right now. I'm so happy to be living here at this cabin. We have been connecting with so many people in our area. Everyone is so nice. There's also a couple other little toddlers that live on our street that are close in age to my baby, which has been really fun, and it feels so good to be in nature daily. Life has just felt really good. And at the same time, I think because life is feeling really good and my nervous system is starting to unravel and I feel like I'm finally able to breathe and slow down, I think just a lot of these heavier emotions are starting to come up because it is safer for me to feel them in this space. So I just feel really happy, and I also feel really sad right now. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funny. She just chose to go dunk into the lake. I was thinking I would just do it myself, but she insisted on coming. You did so good. Was that nice? She's so much more tough than I am. Should we go get our sweats on? Let's go get some warm clothes on. My friend gifted me this locally grown sage, and it was grown locally in somebody's garden actually, and it smells so good. It's mixed with some other herbs. In between 2019 and about 2022, I moved a total of 9 times. And all of the places that I lived in, I would just take the time to really ground into the house and kind of set intentions, cleanse the space. But our last place that we moved to when I was 3 to 4 months postpartum, I never did that. I think I was just so overwhelmed with the move, and I kept telling myself like, oh, I'll do it when I finally unpack and settle in, and we literally never fully settled into that place. But honestly, I felt like there was so much bad luck looking back when I lived at that place. We had all sorts of crazy things. Our house flooded several times. They started building a Walmart close by, and our place got infested by mice because they were digging things up. We had like an FBI agent knocking on our door. I don't know, I've never experienced such like overwhelm and just a continuous thing happening in my life, especially postpartum. It kind of drove me crazy. I kind of think that a lot of it was because I didn't set those intentions and just really ground into that space. I've been living here for a little over a month now, and I've noticed I've kind of just been waiting till I fully feel settled in and unpacked and organized here. I just decided I'm not gonna wait till my place is like perfectly clean. I don't know if it will ever be perfectly clean. If you have a toddler, you know, it's just like really hard. And so today I decided I'm just gonna go through my messy little cabin, even though it's not fully unpacked yet. I'm just going to just settle in now, even with the mess. Hello. Hello, my dog. Are you so comfy right now? Am I disturbing your sleep? Yes, I am. Okay. I think that it can be so easy to be so frustrated and overwhelmed with the mess, but I've been trying to reshift my perspective to gratitude for the mess that I have. Like, wow, I'm so privileged and blessed to have all these things that make a mess, and I'm also so privileged that I'm in a space in my life where I can release things and have less. We really don't need that much. And what a blessing it is that my life is consumed with a sweet little toddler, and that somebody loves me and needs me so much that I don't have time to get all this cleaning done. Like, that is such a blessing. When we are just so fixated on what we think is going wrong, we can really miss out on all the blessings that we have in the moment. So do you want some face mask too? My skin has been pretty sad, so I'm gonna make a little face mask while Austin takes the baby on a walk. I've got some clay, and then I got some frankincense. It's been breaking out, so I think tea tree feel nice. I'll just do a little bit so it doesn't like burn. And then some raw apple cider. So this last week, we decided to start night weaning the baby. She's 20 months old and she's just been nursing throughout the night her entire life. I've just been so sleep deprived. There was one night where she wasn't sleeping and Austin took her on a drive, and so I got 4 hours of sleep, like a consecutive 4 hours of sleep, which I really have only had that much sleep a handful of times in the past 20 months. And the next day, I felt so happy, like the happiest I felt in a long time, and it kind of made me realize I just really needed sleep bad and I wasn't getting it. And we've been learning that she's capable of sleeping throughout the night. I think she just smells me, and when I'm with her, she just wants to nurse. So we decided it was time to night wean. And by night weaning, I mean like partial night weaning. So what was happening was she was nursing to sleep, and then she would wake up around the middle of the night and I would nurse her back to sleep. It would take like 5 minutes. That's fine. I don't mind that. But then 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning would come around. Woo, this is making my eyes burn. She would wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and she would be up for hours just nursing and nursing and nursing, and that's what was exhausting me. I was just so tired, and I think I forgot like what it even felt like to be a human or to sleep, because every day when I'm not getting sleep, then I'm just so exhausted, and I feel like getting the bare minimum done and taking care of like my basic needs was such a struggle. And like there wasn't much Austin can do about it, because she would get really upset when he would take her away from me. We live in such a small place that like I'm not gonna sleep if she's just like crying across the cabin. This tea tree is intense. I've never done tea tree on my face like this before. Since we co-sleep with her, it looked like me just talking to her when she woke up and wanted milk at that 2 to 3 a.m. time period. And I would just tell her like the boobies are sleeping. You can have milk when the sun comes out. And I would just keep trying to comfort her, soothing her in any way without milk. The first 3 nights were rough. Austin would usually end up having to like take over and having to comfort her away from me, because she was so sad and mad. Like she would attack me and cry. We were just trying to help her regulate without milk. And it was pretty brutal. I cried like every night when we did it. And the thing was, like, I was still nursing her to bed and I was still nursing her in the middle of the night. It just was like that one time. But after about a week of doing that, the first few days she was like raging and angry, and then she would kind of just cry and we would just comfort her. And then after a week she started to understand. Now when she wakes up for milk, I'll just say the boobies are sleeping, you can have them when the sun comes up, and she'll just tuck herself in and snuggle next to me. She'll sleep, and then right when the sun comes up, she's ready for milk. I look so crazy right now, but that's okay. I can barely move my face and it hasn't even fully dried.
yeah, it's probably been like 2 years since being pregnant and then having her that I've like gotten decent sleep at night, and I'm starting to just feel like a new person. I feel like it just created that boundary where she knows that she doesn't get to nurse every single time that she wants to for however long she wants to, but she knows that she will get milk eventually. So I honestly think that it will just help extend our breastfeeding journey for as long as we need, because I was getting so burnt out from it. But it was also something that I love and I want to keep doing, and she loves it. And so I want to go as long as my body will allow, and I feel like having those boundaries has been so helpful. But I feel like it did make my hormones shift a little bit, so I've just felt like more emotional and existential, and I've just really been thinking about how I need to start prioritizing myself so much more, where like obviously my baby is my number one priority, but I've just been reflecting on all the ways that I've abandoned myself over the past 2 years, and all the ways that I felt abandoned by the world since I've had a child. And I've recognized that nobody is going to be able to show up for me if I'm not able to show up for myself. I feel like I need to start showing up for myself in deeper ways. So I'm taking time every day for some self-care, and I've just been kind of surrendering to what my life is right now, and just being very patient and gentle with myself, and not trying to be so uptight about getting everything done. I feel like that's been really hard for me as a mom, because you just don't have the time, especially with the toddlers. So I still have boxes I need to unpack. I still have piles that we need to donate. I still need to go through some things. I feel like I'm getting close to getting this place put together and organized, but it's not quite there. Instead of just being really upset and overwhelmed by it, I'm just allowing myself to accept what it is right now and letting it just be, and knowing that in due time it'll all get put together, and just enjoying it now instead of telling myself like, oh, I can enjoy my life once my cabin is put together and once my life is organized. And the truth is, I'm never going to be able to enjoy myself if I keep giving myself such high expectations.
You were rain that kept me awake, seeping through a worn out hood and tired shoes. You told me don't sleep, then you were wind, and I was a leaf falling, but you caught me.
It is seriously so pretty out here. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I live here. It makes me so happy. I just want to stand here up on this log next to this little creek. There's so many wild raspberries too that we've been eating. I just want to stand here forever and just look around. Austin's off somewhere with the baby, so anyways, you guys, thank you so much for being here and watching my videos, listening to everything I have to say. Seriously, it means the world to me, and I love you so much, and I'll see you hopefully soon. Bye guys.
Don't sleep.
I'm so stoked. We're just driving around to go on a little hike and get some pretty shots of the mountains, and we pulled over so I can get a clip of this really gorgeous view. And just down the side of the hill there was 2 huge elderberry trees just right beneath me. And it was kind of a cliff, so there was no way I could have filmed me getting them. I just got some really beautiful elderberries. Are you excited? How excited are you?
We're gonna not get sick all winter. It's gonna be great.
Were you worried?
Yeah.
Were you worried when I was picking them?
Yeah, I was like trying to wonder what I would do. Because I can't leave the baby in the car, but if he like fell off the cliff, I'd have to do something.
It was like
Go like find search and
a
rescue.
pretty straight down cliff, but I wouldn't have died. I don't think I would have even broken a bone. I just would have like tumbled down and had to like bushwhack it back to the top. But I would have been fine. You would not have had to call search and rescue on
Have
me.
to throw you a rope, like in Princess Bride when they climb the ropes.
Oh, I thought you were like when they like dive down the side of the mountain.
Yeah, that.
No, it's not.
As you
Yeah, it's not as steep as the As You Wish mountain. I mean, look at these elderberries, you guys. They are so beautiful. This road is so bad. Drive very slow. Are you okay, honey? What are you choking on?